In this video, we're going to have a look at how to multiply algebraic fractions. There are 4 steps required to be completed when we are multiplying the algebraic fractions. The first step is to cancel any common factors. Now we need the common factors to be up the top and down the bottom. They can not both be up the top and both be down the bottom. You need one at the top, one at the bottom. It doesn't matter whether they're both on the same side, or one's on the left hand side, one's on the right hand side. As long as one is up the top and one is down the bottom, you'll be able to cancel them out. So that's the first step. Once we've cancelled the common factors, then we want to multiply what is left across the numerator for step 2. Then once we've done the numerator, we want to multiply what is left in the denominator for step 3. Once we've done step 2 and step 3, so multiply the numerator and the denominator, you want to check your answer in step 4 for any further simplification. If there's no more simplification, then you have answered the question. If you can, go ahead and simplify and write a simplified answer. Now let's have a look at a couple of examples. In the first example, we want to simplify the expression 7xy over 4z times by 8yz over 21x. So step 1 is going to be checked to see whether there's any common factors we can simplify or cancel out. So I first notice I've got an x up the top and an x down the bottom, so I can cancel my 2 x's out. Then I've got a z up the top and a z down the bottom, so I can cancel my 2 z's out. I can also check to see whether I can simplify any of my numbers. Now 7 and 21 are both divisible by 7, so 7 divided by 7 is 1, and 21 divided by 7 is 3. And I've also got a 4 and an 8, which is both divisible by 4. So I can 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. So you'll note that I've got 2 y's, but I cannot do anything with those y's because they're both up the top. So now I can move on and go to step 2, which is to multiply my numerator that I have remaining. And having a look, I've got a 1, I've got a y, a 2, and a y. So to multiply my numerator, it is going to be 1 times 2, which is equal to 2. And then y times y, which is equal to y squared. So my numerator becomes 2y squared divided by, in my numerator for step 3, I've got a 1 left and a 3 left. So that is going to become 1 times 3 is equal to 3. So step 4 to finish it up is to check to make sure I can't do any more simplifications, can't do anything with my 2 and the 3, and I don't have a y up the top and the bottom, so I can't simplify it any further. So my answer is 2y squared over 3. So let's have a look at a second example. In the second example, we want to simplify 2x over x plus 1, 2x minus 3, times x plus 1 over x. Now the first step is going to be go through and see if I can simplify any of my variables. Right, so looking for the variables I can cancel, you notice I've got an x up here, up the top, and an x in my denominator down the bottom. Now I can't do anything with those particular x's because the x in my numerator up the top is part of our x plus 1. So if it is part of an addition or subtraction, that x needs to stay with the x plus 1 and cannot be used to cancel against another x. I do, however, have a second x up the top that is not part of an addition or subtraction, so I can cancel the x in the numerator and the x in the denominator. I've also got an x plus 1 in my numerator and an x plus 1 in my denominator. So as a group, I can cancel out the x plus 1 and the x plus 1 down the bottom. Now I think I've finished going through and simplifying as much as I can. So now I need to go through and do step 2, which is multiply what I have left in the numerator. So in the numerator, I have 2 left with no additional numbers or variables. So my numerator is going to become 2. Going back to look in my denominator for step 3, I've got a 2x minus 3 and nothing else left. So my new denominator is going to become 2x minus 3. So my last step is to go through and see if I can simplify my answer. And again, because the 2x is part of a 2x minus 3, part of an addition and subtraction, I can't do anything with my 2's and I can't simplify it any further. So my answer is going to be 2 over 2x minus 3.